Okay. Oh. We have... Can I zoom out a bit? I can. Cool. Pre-release kit. Play booster box. And a collector booster box. Played with the set. Love the set. And I'm hoping that we will get some really cool things. Oh, one more thing before we answer the call of the crystals. Oh, why do you have to update right now? 18 of 18 updates. You should be done updating. Okay. So you get this really cool... I really like what they did here. You get the box that your pre-release comes in, and it's a... you know, panoramic, like, battlefield view. If I punch these out... Yeah, you're, like, able to see in there a little better. So, like, it's really cool for a thing. Alright. 1 second. That, do that there, paste that there, and that there. And that there. And I think that's basically it. All that I wanted to do. Okay. So yeah, you get a nice panoramic of the battle. I would like to... Now see that? I want to remove it so that we can just have it without this in the front, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. But, also then, on the box, you get a nice view of a battle as well. It's really cool. Alright, and so we get a black and red Final Fantasy die, the FF for the 20, and then that's magic for the 1. Alright, and then I think I can zoom back in now. Oh my god. That is our date stamp. That is Vivi. That's amazing. Vivi is a busted card. 3 mana for a 0/3. You get mana for... You pay 0 mana, then you get mana equal to his power once per turn. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Vivi gets stronger and deals a damage to each opponent. That is such a hot pre-release promo. Like, that pays for the pre-release kit that I bought. I do actually have to look up this one separately. Ornithior. Yeah, the pre-release version is a $70 card right now. Granted, it's more than likely going to go down. Because, you know, we're in the pre-release, you know. Sales are, you know, as packs get open, more versions will happen. But that is really cool. And then you get 6 booster packs in a pre-release kit, and this little divider thing for if you're like sorting your cards. And I think this would also be just from like Final Fantasy 1. So yeah, let's get in a pack opening. I mean, I got a card I wanted because I do want to build a deck around him. Alright, so the wonderful thing about these is right down here, it tells you what Final Fantasy game it is from. So this one's from Final Fantasy IV. The Poseidon Elder, 2 and a red for 1/3. When it enters, you make a 0/1 black wizard, where whenever you cast an on-creature spell, deals a damage to an opponent. It's pretty cool. Shinra Reinforcements, which would be from Final Fantasy VII. 3 mana for 2/3. When it enters, you mill 3 and then gain 3. This is actually a great way for like a sort of recursion one. Fat Chocobo from Final Fantasy VII. 5 mana for 4/4 Saga. When it enters, you make a 2/2, and then every turn you increase your chapters, in which then creatures get trample, but at the once you hit the 4th chapter, it sacrifices itself. But I mean, hey, 4/4 that makes a 2/2 to go with it. Like, that's always nice. Sage's new lists from Final Fantasy 14. So I don't recognize this because that's the online game. 2 mana job select, you get a hero token. It gets +1/+0 when it attacks, untap target attacking creature, and becomes a cleric. Weapons Vendor, 4 mana for a 2/2. When this creature enters, draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control an equipment, you can pay 1. When you do, you attach target equipment you control. So that's a great way to actually, like, cheat the equipment costs of an equipment. So, like, the Sage's new lists are an equipment. So normally their equip cost is 3. You can cheat it by having a weapons vendor, and you only have to pay 1 to get the equip. I am curious. I do want, like, I'm going to separate out the blue and the red just to see, like, what sort of deck we could have built if I had used this in a pre-release event. Hillgygus, 6 mana for a 5/4, trample and haste, and mountain cycling, so you can discard it to go search for a mountain. Wow, that's nice. Alright, Hero of Light, which is a renamed Adeline Resplendent Cathar. 3 mana for Star 4 with Vigilance. Its power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and whenever you attack, and for each opponent, create a 1/1 human creature that's tapped and attacking that player, or a planeswalker. But that's an extra rare in the pack. That's cool. And that was from Final Fantasy III. Wow. Judge Magister Gabranth from 12. I played a lot of 12. I don't remember this guy. I don't know where he would have been. Menace for 2/2 for 2 mana. When another creature or artifact you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on the judge. Yeah, I mean. Delivery Boogle from 14. 4 mana for a 3/2 flyer. When it enters, search your library or graveyard for an artifact card. with mana value 2 or less, reveal it, put it in your hand. Okay, so it's a little bit of a tutor. 4 mana, 3/2 flyer. That's not bad. Opera Love Song from 6. For a second, I thought that looked like Ariana Grande. 2 mana, Opera Love Song. Choose one. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards until your next end step. Or 1 or 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 until end of turn. Side quest, play Blitzball. 3 mana for an enchantment. This is obviously from 10. At the beginning of combat, target creature gets +2/+0. At the end of combat, if a player was dealt 6 or more combat damage, transform this enchantment and attach it to a creature. So it transforms into the World Champion Celestial Weapon. Double Overdrive, so it gets +2/+0 and Double Strike, and then you get to equip for 3. Yeah, his little, like, Beyblade Blitzball. That's pretty cool. Oh, and we have another rare, Barps and Baco. 5 mana, 4/4/3, affinity for birds. So if you have any birds, it costs less. When it enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature. So basically your birds all peck something and it dies. Hello, Queen Honey. Thank you. We ended up already starting off very well. Date stamp, Vivi. So it is very cool. Foil Adventures In, colorless townland that gains you 2 life. And so that's from Final Fantasy III. Charlatan, Nation of Scholars from Final Fantasy XIV. Tapped land that adds blue or white. And then we have a 1/1 hero token and a treasure. Yeah, it is. I was very shocked at getting the VV. I was not expecting to get a date stamp version of it. So I am very happy for just having a VV in the collection, because I do want to make a VV deck at some point. Not necessarily for standard. What's my chase? I'm guessing, like, what would I specifically be looking for? One of the Surge foils, which we will get to, because I do have a collector box. Obviously, the chase card, just in general in the set, is the various traveling chocobos. I played with Squall last night. Honestly, getting a Surge Squall, I would not be upset with. I'm just trying to think of, like, who... Because I mainly played 12. I've watched a few Let's Plays of Final Fantasy, but I mainly played 12. But yeah, no, Vivi is absolutely disgusting. But he's such a good card. Oh, this is a great one. This is a great 6-drop. Marlborough from Final Fantasy 15, specifically. 6 mana for 4/4. Swamp cycling, so you can discard it to get Swamp. But when it enters, your opponent discards a card, loses 2 life, and then exiles the top 3 cards of their library. It is such a good one. Bard's Bow, so 3 mana for the job select mechanic equipment. It auto-equips and gets +2/+2 reach and turns the hero into a bard, or it equips for 6. Rook Turret from Final Fantasy XIV. A lot of these are going to be 14, which I've never played. 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer. Whenever another artifact enters, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Aerith Rescue Mission, obviously from 7. 4 mana. You can either create 3 heroes, or you can tap up to 3 creatures and put a stun counter on one of them. So it's a great way to try and like get some attackers in, or just, you know, you need to fill up the board. So I kind of like it. Light of Judgment, 5 mana. You deal 6 damage to a creature, and if that creature is equipped, you get to destroy an equipment. That second portion doesn't happen all that much, but 5 mana to destroy something, like, it's not bad. Ooh. Oh, and that was from Final Fantasy VI. Syncopate from 10. X in blue. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X. If the spell is countered, though, exile it. This is a reprint, but it's got such cool art. There we go. Oh! Oh, that's cool. Emperor Hell Tyrant from Final Fantasy II. This is a rename of Yawgmoth Thran Physician. So 4 mana for a 2/4. Protection from humans. Pay a life, sack another creature, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature and draw a card. Black, discard a card and proliferate. Wow. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Quintus Trep from Final Fantasy VIII. 3 mana for a 2/2, blue magic. When it enters, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Mana of any type can be spent to cast a spell. If you do cast it, exile it. So this is definitely more of a late game. You're on like turn 8, so you play Quintus. You have 5 mana remaining. You play Light of Judgment. Or you play it early where you are turn 4, play this, and then you play a 1 mana instant or sorcery. Ash from Final Fantasy XII. Princess of Dalmasca. 3 mana for a 3/2. When it attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order, in a random order. The attack trigger, she doesn't really have any sort of like protection or evasion. It doesn't make her the greatest, but it is pretty cool to see her. Sandworm. 5 mana for a 5/4 with haste. When it enters, destroy a land. Its controller may search their library for basic and put it into play tapped. We got a second Bartz and Boko. Alright. Oh, and we got Jekt from Final Fantasy X. Whenever Menace for 4/3 for 4. Whenever Jekt deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it, then return it to the battlefield transformed. In which, transformed, it is Braska's final Aeon. Saga, chapters 1 and 2, your opponents discard a card, you draw a card. And then Ultimate Jekt, each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures. I used this during the pre-release. So that's pretty cool. And we have a foil Judge, Magister Gerbranth, and a Baron Airship Kingdom. Again from 14, it's the blue-red land, hero, and a Night token. Night token's from 7, hero is from 14. Do I have any other birds currently? I'm just curious. I have the Summon Chocobo, or the Summon Fat Chocobo. So, I mean, currently, like, we have Vivi and these 5, and we're only 2 packs in. We get an art card. I love the art cards. Alright. Paladin Arms. Again from 14. 3 mana for an equipment. You get a hero. It gets +2/+1, ward 1, and becomes a knight. Equip is 4. The ward 1, you know, it's small, but it's significant. Sabotender. 2 mana for 2/1, reach. Landfall. When a land enters, you deal a damage to each opponent. I do like that. Cornered by black mages. 1 black. Your opponent sacks a creature of their choice. You get a 0/1 that deals damage whenever you cast a non-creature spell. from Final Fantasy IX. It's a bunch of EVs. Commune with Beavers. Green, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Reveal an artifact, creature, or land from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And you put the one that you revealed in your hand. Ooh. Ice Flan. 6 mana, 5/4. It's got the island cycling. When it enters, you tap an artifact or creature your opponent controls, and you put a stun counter on it. White Mage's Staff. 2 mana, job select. The equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever it attacks, gain 1 life, and is a cleric. The equip is 3. I mean, the 2 mana equipment for equip 3 isn't the worst. It's better than like some of the 2 or 3 mana where the equip is like 6. But it's such a small stat gain that it could easily still be removed. And that's from just Final Fantasy 1. Lunatic Pandora. 1 mana for a legendary artifact from Final Fantasy 8. Surveil 1 for 2 mana, or 6, sacrifice it, destroy a non-land permanent. I could put that there for now. 4 mana for 3/3, summon Primal Garuda from Final Fantasy 14. Aerial Blast, deal 4 damage to target tapped creature. Slipstream, another creature you control gets +1/+0 and flying. So you play this, you get to hopefully snipe a creature. Second turn, something gains flying. Third turn, something else gains flying, but this gets sacrificed. Circle of Power. 4 mana, you draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, but you make a 0/1 black wizard, where whenever you cast a non-creature spell, hit your opponent. Wizards you control get +1/+0 and lifelink. Oh, it does kind of make me think Grixis might be the way to go for VV. Ignis Scientia. 3 mana, 2/2. When it enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can put a land from among them on the battlefield tapped. So a nice little ramp package. Rest go on the bottom of the library, random order. I've come up with a new recipe. 1 blue-green, tap. Exile a card from a graveyard. If it's a creature, make a food. Okay. Oh, nice. Full art, Fat Chocobo. That is surprisingly cool. Clive's Hideaway. Hideaway 4. So you look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can exile 1 of them face down. The rest go on the bottom of your library in random order. Taps for colorless or 2 mana. You can play the exile card without paying the mana cost if you control 4 more legendary creatures. Foil Suplex. Oh, that's nice the way that the foiling is. Where the headlight of the train is coming. 2 mana, choose 1, deal 3 damage to a creature, but if the creature dies, exile it, or just exile an artifact. Suplex the train! We have a full art Wastes, which is pretty cool. From Final Fantasy 16. Ooh. And Summon Shiva? Summon Leviathan. Okay. As the art card. Alright. Sephiroth's Intervention. 4 mana. Destroy a creature. You gain 2 life. Simple. Concise. I love it. Gigantode. 4 mana for a 4/4, but if you have 7 or more lands, it's a 6/6. It's also very simplistic. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum from Final Fantasy X. Flash, enchant an artifact or creature, you tap it, does not untap, and its activated abilities cannot be activated. You're not alone. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control 3 or more creatures, though, it gets +4/+4. So a nice little combat trick here from Final Fantasy IX. Blazing Bomb. 1 mana for 1/1. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, but at least 4 mana had to be spent on it, then it gets a counter. Sack it, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature. More than likely, this is just going to be a 1 mana. You either attack with it for 1, or you sack it to just hit something with 1 toughness. Adventures in. Iron Giant. 7 mana, 6/6. Vigilance, Reach, Trample. Simple. Coral Sword. Red, Flash. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature. The creature gains first strike, gets +1 and +0. The equip is only 1, but I mean, after the ETB, it's only ever giving a +1, +0. But so it's more used as a nice little combat trick equipment. Poison the Waters. 1 in black for sorcery. Choose 1. All creatures get -1/-1. Or target player reveals their hand. Choose an artifact or creature card from it. That player discards that card. It's a nice little way to like board wipe the wizards that you might be facing. So that's not bad. Judge Magistrate Gabranth, we've seen. Matoya from Final Fantasy 14. 3 mana for 1/4. Whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card. Oh. No, that's solid. Alright, you do your scry, you do your surveil, and then you still draw a card afterwards? Like, no, I like that. Ooh, and Chaco, Seeker of Paradise from Final Fantasy IX. Whenever 1 or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may put 1 of them into your hand. Then you may put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield. Tapped, the rest go into your graveyard. And then the Choco Bird's ability of landfall get +1, +0. That's not bad. Instant Ramen from Final Fantasy 15. 2 mana artifact. When you flash it in, when it enters, you draw a card, and then later you can sack it for 3 life. You know what? That'll go there. And then the blue-white land again, hero token, and Chocobird token. Coral from Final Fantasy 15. 2 mana for 2/2, Cat Beast. You can use it for 2 mana to tap a non-enchantment creature. Call of the Mountain Chocobo. 4 mana in red. Search your library for a mountain card, put it in your hand, and then you make a Chocobo. But then you can flash it back for 6, so you can eventually get another Chocobo. It's a little, like, it's not exactly ramp with that one. But being able to search your library just to get a land out, and then you're also creating a creature, like, that's very strong for, like, a late game sort of, like, red card. Q-Trob Forayer from 11. 3 mana for 3/2. When it enters, you destroy a creature that was dealt damage this turn, or you exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. The Goobu Gardener. 2 mana for a 1/3 that adds a green mana. Scorpion Sentinel. 2 mana for 1/4, but if you have 7 or more lands, it gets +3, +0. Summon Chocomog. 3 mana for 3/3. Other creatures you control get +1, +0 until end of turn. Stampede! Oh. Crossroads Village. It enters tapped. You choose a color, but then you are guaranteed to have that color. I like it. Ooh. Shadowbringers. A reprint of Dovin's Veto. This is from 14, of course. Blue and white. Instant. Can't be countered. Counter a non-creature spell. That would actually look sick in foil if we could get one. Demon Wall. I actually have not seen this. 2 mana for 3/3. For a wall, so it has Defender. It has Menace. As long as this creature has a counter on it, it can attack as if it didn't have Defender. And then for 6 mana, you can guarantee to put 2 counters on it. Okay. And I mean, hell, you just put, like, a flying counter on it. And then you have a flying Menace 3/3. Because it doesn't say it has to have a +1/+1 counter. It just says as long as it has a counter. So, alright. Summon Shiva. There we go. 5 mana for a 4/5. Tap a creature an opponent controls, put a stun counter on it, do it again, and then draw a card for each tapped creature your opponents control. Saz's Chocobo. Green for 0/1, landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. This can get crazy very quickly. Ooh. Mechanist Arsenal. 5 mana for an equipment. So you get the 1/1. Gets +2/+2 for each artifact you control and is an artificer. So minimally, if this is the only artifact, it's a 3/3. But if you're going for like the whole job select mechanic here, then it can be an incredibly huge one. Alright. And Galadius Amicitia from Final Fantasy 15. 6 mana for a 6/6. When it enters, search your library for a land, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Whenever a land you control enters, another target creature you control gets +2/+2 and trample. Ooh. Full art Foil Island from Final Fantasy VIII. Very cool. Then we have the hero. Frog token. What the hell makes frog tokens? I have not seen a frog token producer yet. Alright, Fight On. 3 mana, instant, return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Alright, simple. Oh man, maybe it's not VV. Maybe it's supposed to be birds. Guy Saul Greaves. 2 mana, create a bird that has the landfall ability, and then flashback for 7. Magic Dampener, or Damper. Blue, target creature gets +1/+1 and hexproof. Then you untap it. Nice little save your creature sort of combat trick. Galacat, 3 mana for a 1/3, Flying Vigilance. If you have 2 or more artifacts, though, it's a 3/3. Ooh, summon GF Ifrit from 8. 3 mana for 3/2. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. Add red, add red. Yep. So you get 2 of each ability, which actually isn't bad. It could very quickly die to removal, though. Vintage Limit Break, 2 mana. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains when this creature dies. Return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control and has the chosen power and toughness. If you do the 2 mana, it's a 3/2. If you do a total of 3 mana, it's a 5/2. If you do a total of 5 mana, it's a 7/2. I mean, hey, getting a 7/2 isn't bad, but I mean, then you're just trading with a 2/2, so... World Map, 1 mana, and then for 1 mana, sack it, search your library for a basic land, put it in your hand, or 3 mana, sack this, search your library for a land card, and put it in your hand. So you can go cheaper to get a basic, or you can go more expensive to get a non-basic. Torgal, a Find Hound. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with a +1/+1 counter for each dog or wolf you control, and then it's also a mana dork. Ambrosia Whiteheart from 16. 2 mana, 2/2 flash. When it enters, you may bounce a permanent you control to your hand. Whenever a land you control enters, it does the Chocobo thing. I am actually curious how our bird deck would look as well. The Final Days. 4 mana. create 2 tapped 2/2 black horror creature tokens. But if you flash it back, you create X tokens where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. I only ever used it for its original. I never flashed it back. Ooh. Ultimacia Time Sorceress from 8. 5 mana for a 4/5. When it enters or attacks, you surveil 2. Beginning your end step, you may pay 8 mana, exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do transform Ultimecia, which becomes Ultimecia the Omnipotent, 7/7 with Manus. When this creature transforms into the Omnipotent, take an extra turn. So, you exile it, it comes into play, you get an extra turn, so you're guaranteed at least 1 swing with her, unless they remove the creature. But that's still pretty cool. Oh, Balbam Garden Seed Academy. Enters tapped, you get blue or green. 7 mana, transform this land. The ability costs 1 less to activate for each other town you control. And it transforms into the Balam Garden Airborne. 5/4 vehicle, flying. When it attacks, draw a card and crew for 1. Okay. Ooh, Vincent's Limit Breaking foil is nice. I like how that looks. Then we get a mountain, and that's Barrett. Yep, Barrett Wallace. Okay. Did I separate out? I believe that I did. Yeah, so all of my blue and just red are separated out here. These are the rares that I pulled. So how many cards did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of those was a land, so 27, but VV makes 28. Oh, nope. A few of them were actually lands. Let's separate out the lands real quick. I think that was it. Yeah. You definitely get Summon Shiva, probably the Chocobo, just to get some more land. I don't think I have, like, much in terms of Surveil or Scry. Oh, I do with the Lunatic Pedora. But other than that, I really don't. So Matoya actually wouldn't be great in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. VV is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're at 26, so we'd want to cut like 3 cards. Yeah, no, I like that. The world map to find a land actually isn't bad. You know, maybe you. We definitely want to keep instant ramen. You're a high end for us. You shut down a creature. You get rid of a creature. High end or search for a land. We can do a little bit of landfall, extra damage. Counterspell is good. Removal is good. Little combat trick if needed. Again, another high end, and it searches for a land, so we'd want to keep that. Definitely keep that. Oh, you know what? Sage's Nautilus definitely would go in. Those are going in. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, definitely the Blazing Bomb. I think the Shiva and the Chocobo. Maybe not the side quest. Just for the 2 mana to Surveil probably isn't as good. How much is this? VV is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 1, 21, 23. Yeah, so I think this would be like what our VV deck would look like. Is we have those two lands. So you have the dual land and then the land that has for any color. And then for like creatures, we have those. That's technically not a creature, but it makes a creature. This also makes a creature. Yeah, we would definitely want to like be around the more like control type situation where we're shutting down some creatures, we're countering some spells. Maybe a little too much on the high end, so actually maybe like this 1/4 would be better to come in, and then we get rid of... I mean, how many other artifacts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. But a 3/3 flyer isn't bad. I mean, maybe you could go to 16, but I don't know. A lot of high end up there does make me wonder. But, I mean, that's not bad. Although, we were starting to get a lot of birds near the end. So, I'm curious about those. Because we also got 2 of the Bart whatever. So we probably would keep that land as it. Definitely Choco. Bart's and Boko. Yeah, that's not surveilling. Adeline wouldn't be bad in it, even though it's not a bird. That's a bird. That's a mana dork. That makes a bird. That's a bird. We're in blue-white, so we play Dovin Speedo. That's a bird. That's a mana dork. That's helping for fixing. With the Balem, we kind of want an Adventures In for the thing. That's a bird. Land, why not? You're a Saga, you're not a bird. Or you're a Harpy, you're not a bird. Another land there. Maybe we only keep the one colorless. I mean, how many birds is that for us? So 1 bird, 2 birds, 3 birds, 4 birds, 5 birds, 6 birds, 7 birds, 8 birds. That's actually not the worst. 8 birds to potentially get some effects off of them. Potentially 9. Well, actually, yeah, the Summon Fat Chocobo. Wait, don't I have another one? Did I miss that one? Oh, boom. 9 birds. Yeah, 9 birds guaranteed. And then flash it back, you get 10. When the summons, you get another 2. So that's 12 different birds. And then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then you just add some... interaction stuff. Yeah, like, you're not alone for a little combat trick. I mean, Air's rescue mission, actually, I wouldn't feel too bad about. Any of the blue in here that we might have. Magic Dampener wouldn't be horrible. Syncopate, stuck. And then maybe the Ice Flan, just as a, mana fixer. So, I mean, that could be a, and then, yeah, you have these 5 lands. Like, that wouldn't be a horrible, sort of, bird-centric deck. So, yeah, there were, 2 ways you could go with this kit. That was amazing. Alright, so VV is just going to go right back in here for now. We're going to take a small break. I'm going to go get some water, and then we will move on to the play box. So I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Alright. Open the box. We get, for some reason on the play box, the 4 commander characters. Y'shtola Cloud. What's her name? Terra? Or no, because Titus would be the 4th character. Huh. Scan here to discover the coolest cards. And then a brief breakdown of, like, what the 2-color combos do. So, artifact and creatures sacrifice. You just do a bunch of artifacts in blue-white. Blue-green is town ramp. Red-white would be big non-creatures. Green-white would be go wide. So that's very much like the job select mechanic that they're trying to do there. So, and you got a nice little VV on the art. Alright. Oh, we're starting with an art card. Love it. Alright. The Balam T-Rexor. 6 mana, 6/6. When it enters, you gain 3 life, 4 cycling. And trample. You actually go up there. Dragoon's Wyvern. 3 mana for 2/1 from Final Fantasy 11. When it enters, you create a 0 or a 1/1 hero. Galaket we saw. Suplex we saw. Namazu Trader. 4 mana for 3/4. When it enters, you lose a life and make a treasure. When it attacks, you can sack another creature or artifact and surveil 2. That's definitely like a 23rd card in the deck if you need it. Instant Ramen. Magic Pot. 3 mana for 1/4. When it dies, make a treasure. And then for 2 mana, you can exile a card from a graveyard. I don't think I saw anyone use that yesterday, so... Eject, 4 mana from Final Fantasy VII. Can't be countered. Return an on-land permanent to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Ooh. Summon Esper Ramu from Final Fantasy VI. 4 mana for 3/3. When it enters, deal damage equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard to target creature and opponent controls. And then wizards get +1/+0. It's alright. Zach Fair from 7. One mana for 0/1, but he comes into play with a counter. You can sack him. Target creature gets indestructible. Put Zach Fair's counter on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zach Fair to that creature. So a little bit of a protection, and then you can move it to pump one of your guys. So side quest card collection, 4 mana. When it enters, draw 3, discard 2. Beginning of your end step, if there are 8 or more cards in your graveyard, transform into Magicked Card. 4 mana or a vehicle for 4/4 with flying and crew 1. Ooh. Final Fantasy VI, Kefka the Court Mage. And wow, we're starting pack 1 with a mythic. 5 mana for 4/5. What about counters? Gritsar? Oh, are you talking about Zach Fair? hopefully I'll hear back. Kefka, 5 mana, 4/4/5. When it enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. Okay, so you guaranteed to draw 1, potentially draw 4. Okay. 8 mana. Each opponent sacks a permanent they control. Transform Kefka. Ah, yes. Yeah, he starts with 1 counter. And then if you're able to get more counters on him, like a flying counter or even just more +1/+1 counters, then yeah, he'll transfer over all of those counters. And 1 equipment. So and then Kefka transforms into a 5/7 Avatar Wizard. Flying, whenever an opponent loses life, you draw that many cards. Ooh, okay. That could be a fun deck to build. Lock Coal. The clouds went in front of the sun. 3 mana for a 2/3. Ooh, I like how the staircase shines in the background behind him. That's actually nice. Death Touch Lifelink. If it deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw and then discard. And Trano, the Dark City, blue-black Townland. Ooh! And a stamped Vivi art card. That's awesome. That is sweet. And you know what? You are a mythic, so for now I will put you in here. Yeah, my light's on. I need to get a light for this room. I need a better light. All right. We've seen You're Not Alone, Blazing Bomb, Fight On, Geshl Greens, Magic Dampener, Instant Ramen we've seen. Oh, nice! Cloud Strife, a rename of Najeela the Blade Blossom. 3 mana, 3/2. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller create a 1/1 white warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. Wooburg, untap all attacking creatures. They gain trample, lifelink, haste until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase, but you can only activate it during combat. Wow, that's a nice hit right there. Stolen Uniform, blue. Choose target creature you control and target equipment. Gain control of that equipment until the end of turn. You attach it to the chosen creature. When you lose control of the equipment, if it's attached to a creature you control, it becomes unattached. Okay, I see what they're going for. You have a big equipment. I would like to use it. I then get the effects of it for a turn, in which then it is now unequipped from your guy. You have to pay mana again to equip it. Okay, I like that. That's actually pretty cool. Rydia's Return, 5 mana for sorcery. Creatures get +3/+3. Return 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. I honestly don't know if this is going to see that much. I mean, in a go wide, maybe. It's not like Overrun, which also gives trample, so there's a way for your damage to actually get through. The permanent cards go in your hand. Like, it's a 5 mana, you refill your hand for the next turn, but then you're not doing anything else this turn. I don't really know. Eden, Seat of the Sanctum. Town, add a colorless, 5 mana, mill 2 cards. Then you may sack this land. When you do, return another permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Like, maybe that last ability might be useful, but 5 mana is a lot. 5 mana is a lot. Golbez, the Crystal Collector. Blue and black for a 1/4. Oh, and this is our rare. Cool. Whenever an artifact you control enters, surveil 1. Alright. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more artifacts, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you control 8 or more artifacts, each opponent loses life equal to that card's power. Ah. Yeah, 4 more artifact. I mean, obviously, in an artifact-heavy deck, you can obviously end up doing that. And then, maybe you get that last one. I would see more like, you know, people definitely getting the 4 artifact ability active more than the 8 artifact ability. Oh, and we have an elixir. Oh, I love how that shines. That is so cool. The crystal there, the elixir bottle. That's awesome. 1 mana. This artifact enters tapped. Exile this artifact. Shuffle all non-land cards in your graveyard to your library. You gain life equal to the number of cards shuffled into your library this way. Very similar to like Elixir of Immortality. However, this will exile itself. You don't gain 5 life. You gain other life. So, Final Fantasy 13 Island and a hero horror token. We need music again. Boom. I mean, hey, we're in pack 2 of the box. We already pulled 2 mythics. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, and we have another art card. Yeah, okay, so we're not getting that much light in here anymore because it is now raining. So yay. Actually, I just thought of something. I don't think it will really add much of anything, but... Are you even plugged in? You're not plugged in. Haha, perfect. Can I have this here without it being too much of a problem? Maybe. Do I have a light bulb? I do. And how do I turn this on again? Yeah, that might be a bit better. Okay. A little bit of a shine, but we'll be able to at least see the cards better. Yeah, perfect. Prishy's Wanderings. 3 mana, search your library for land or town, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. When you search your library this way, put a counter on a creature you control. Really great for the birds, because you get the landfall trigger, which increases their power more. You get a +1/+1 counter. Very good there. Kieran Merchant? Kieran Merchant? 3 mana for 1/4. Beast, are you like a crocodile or something? Maybe. Kind of looks like it. 1 mana, tap, draw, discard. 7 mana, sack this, draw 3. Costs 1 less for each town you control. Okay. Slash a light. 2 mana, deal damage equal to the number of creatures and equipment you control to a creature. Red Mage's Rapier. 2 mana, job select. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +2/+0 and becomes a wizard. Okay. So other than that, it's just a 1/1. I don't know if I like that equipment that much. Black Mage's Rod, though. 2 mana, you get a 1/1. It gets +1/+0, is a wizard, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deal a damage. So you're not going... It will forever be a 2/1, where this could become like a 5/1, a 7/1, things like that. But you are getting at least incremental damage with the Black Mage's Rod just by slowly pinging your opponent. So I like Black Mage's Rod better than Red Mage's Rapier. White Mage's Staff. So you get the 1/1. It gets +1/+1 when it attacks. You gain a life and is a cleric. So you at least have a 2/2. And you can gain some life, but I still think I like this more than the red, but I like the black more than the white. We saw Pandora. Albed Salvagers. When this or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Great for that sacrifice. Great for like a board wipe. We saw Quintus. We saw Gladius. Chocobo Racetrack. 5 mana for an artifact. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, make a 2/2 bird. So you really want to go wide with your birds? Chocobo Racetrack. Ooh. A Realm Reborn. Final Fantasy 14. So that's why I don't recognize anything. 6 mana. Other permanents you control have tap, add 1 for any color. So all of your creatures become mana dorks. All of your equipment now can end up tapping for mana. So it's not bad, but I don't think it's like fantastic. And Thunder Magic with is that lightning? That is lightning. Yeah. Oh, I like how the background looks for her. 1 mana for an instant. You can choose an additional cost. So for 1 total mana, you deal 2 damage to a creature. For 4 total mana, you deal 4 damage. For 7 mana, you deal 8 damage. And Gone, Town of Ruin, the black-green land, and I don't recognize this character. Dancer's Chakrams. Does not tell me what Final Fantasy it's from. So when we see it, we'll I'll be able to know if I've even like seen gameplay of it or not. It does not look familiar to me at all. Alright, Galakat, GF Ifrit we've seen. Alright. Irriman. 3 mana, 2/2, flying Death Touch. 3 mana, sack another creature or artifact and draw a card. 3 mana for a sack is a lot. Because usually it's like a 2 mana sack. 1 mana sack usually gets you counters. I've seen 2 mana, maybe 2 mana tap sack draws you a card. So yeah, 3 mana to not have this tap. Okay. T-Rexar, Wyvern, White Auracite. 4 mana. When this artifact enters, exile a non-land permanent until the artifact leaves, and it's a mana rock. So that's not bad. Crossroads Village, Lock Cole, Barrett Wallace. 4 mana, 4/4, reach. When it attacks, deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to defending player. So, equipment-based deck. That's, yeah. Summon Anima. 6 mana for a 4/4 with Menace. Pain. Draw a card, lose a life. Do that 3 times. And then each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice and loses 3 life. So you refill your hand while hurting yourself. Your opponent then loses a creature and loses 3 life. So the last one isn't the greatest because they can just sack a 1/1 token. But the first 3 where you're regaining some cards, like that's very strong. Side quest, Hunt the Mark. 5 mana. When it enters, destroy a creature. Beginning your end step, if a creature died under an opponent's control, create a treasure. Then if you control 3 or more treasures, you transform it into Yaiza Ultimate Mark. 2 mana, sack another creature or artifact. It gains indestructible until end of turn, and then tap it. Oh, wow. Alright, we got another Cloud. Midgar Mercenary. 2 mana for a 2/1. When it enters, search your library for an equipment card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. As long as Cloud is equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attaches to it triggers, it triggers an additional time. So anything that's like, oh, you dealt a, you cast a non-creature spell, so deal a damage, you deal 2 damage. You cast a non-creature spell to get +2/+0, you now get another +2/+0. Very cool. Undercity Dire Rat, I do recognize this. 2 mana, 2/2. When it dies, make a treasure. I like it. Ooh, and then a Plains from Final Fantasy 12. Oh yeah, I remember those crystals, actually. Like, this is kind of early in the game, too. Then a hero token. And a food token. Still haven't seen the thing that makes frogs yet. Airship Crash. 3 mana, instant, destroy an artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Cycle it for 2. Very typical. There's usually a green spell like this in almost every set with, like, set mechanic. Retrieve the Esper. 4 mana, make a 3/3 robot. However, if it was flashback, put 2 counters on it. Okay. I kind of want to know what the robot token looks like. Fate of the Sun Cyst. 5 mana instant, or 3 mana if it targets a tapped creature. Destroy a non-land permanent. Yeah, white usually has those cost reductions for a tapped thing. I mean, it's not a bad removal. Poseidon Elder we've seen. Hecht Eyes from Final Fantasy II. 2 mana, 1/1. When it enters, each opponent discards a card. That's pretty standard. That's creepy as all heck, though. Crossroads Village. Laughing Mad from Final Fantasy VI. 3 mana, instant, discard a card, draw 2 cards. You can flash it back for 4. Clash of the Icons. 1 mana. It's a fight spell. Remove a lore counter from a saga you control, or put a lore counter on a saga you control. You get extra abilities. Maybe you remove a creature. You know what? I like it. It's got some versatility to it. You've seen Elixir. Random Encounter. 6 mana. Shuffle your library. Mill 4 cards. Put each creature card milled this way on the battlefield. They gain haste. At the beginning of your next end step, return those creatures to your hand. And then you can flash it back for 8 mana. You know, for shenanigans, that would be kind of fun. Exodeath Void Warlock. 3 mana, 3/3. When it enters, gain 3 life. That's not bad. Beginning of your end step, if there are 6 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform him into Neo Exdeath Dimensions End. Star 3 with trample. Power is equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. And so to transform it, it was what again? 6. So at minimum, he's a 6/3 with trample. That could be kind of cool. Ooh. Final Fantasy 14. Summon Primal Odin. 6 mana, 5/3. Destroy a creature an opponent controls. Odin gains. If this deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. I did actually die to that ability during the pre-release. And then Hall of Sorrow. Draw 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. Yeah, I mean, alternate win condition. Like, you can't say no to that. And foil Random Encounter. And nothing really, like, yeah, I guess right there a little bit, but nothing overly special about the foiling for that. And Insomnia Crown City, Black-White Townland. And then we get Hero Token, and again, Frog Token. Oh, we have an art card. Cloudbound Moogle. 5 mana for 2/3. Ew. Flying. When this enters, put a counter on a creature. So it could be a 5 mana 3/4. But it's got the plane cycling, which plane cycling wouldn't be bad. We've seen Suplex, we've seen the Trader, we just saw the Crash, that. Adventurer's Airship. 3 mana for 3/2. Flying. When the vehicle attacks, draw a card, discard a card. Crew 2. Worse Smuggler's Copter, but still, still not bad. Laughing Mad. Garatia. 5 mana. Reach. 3/5. Whenever one or more other creatures or artifacts you control die, draw a card, but only once a turn. I mean, you lose something, you get to draw a card. I mean, white doesn't get that many, like, shareable draws. Usually white is, oh, you're drawing I'll draw a card, but you also get to draw a card. So it's nice to see a white draw that isn't giving your opponent's cards. Omega, the Heartless Evolution from 14. 7 mana, 8/8. When Omega enters, for each opponent, tap up to one target non-land permanent that player controls. Put X stun counters on each of them and gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. So definitely good with the town stuff. Granted, 7 mana in Commander. Yeah, you can get there. Maybe you are putting 7 stun counters on something. Like, that wouldn't be horrible. Ooh, Tifa's Limit Break. So, again, tiered. 1 mana. Total of 1 mana. Something gets +2/+2. Total of 3 mana. Double target creature's power and toughness. Total of 8 mana. Triple the power and toughness. Ooh, Fang. Fearless Issei. 3 mana for a 2/3. When one or more cards leave your graveyard, draw a card, lose a life. Triggers once each turn. It melds with Vanille, so we'll just put this one to the side until we get Vanille. And here's Go-Go, Master of Mimicry. 3 mana for a 2/4. XX. Tap. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control X times. You may choose new targets for the copies. This ability can't be copied. X can't be 0, and you can't copy mana abilities. So, you can copy the Fang ability, where one or more creature cards leave your graveyard. You can draw a card, lose a life. So you can pay 2 mana to copy it again, 4 mana to copy it twice. You can copy, like, the enter one here or the attack one here. I think you could copy, like, a saga. Like, copy the saga ability. Because it's a, triggered. You can't, however, copy the White Artifice's tap ability. But Go-Go is pretty cool. He's from Final Fantasy VI. And foil Marlboro. Oh, copy Marlboros with Go-Go's. Fun times. And a forest from Final Fantasy XI. Laughing Mad? No, that's Kefka. Oh, okay, we pulled him earlier. Oh, it's a different art for Kefka. Okay. We are keeping Fang to the side until we get a Vanille. Because then I can show what the meld does. Alright, we've seen Summon Fat Chocobo, the Newless, the Weapon Vendor, Haste Magic. 2 mana, instant, give something +3/+1 in haste. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. So, I mean, you know, little combat trick. Maybe save your guy, haste something, play something, haste it in to get a big attack in. It's not bad. General Reinforcements, White Artrice, ooh. Memories of Nibelheim. It's a rename of Stroke of Midnight from Final Fantasy VII. 3 mana. Instant, destroy a non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1. That's not bad. I would love to see how this looks in foil. Magitech Armor. 4 mana vehicle. It's a 4/4. When it enters, make a 1/1. And the crew is only 1. So you make the guy that crews him. So you have a way to, like, do a block. So not too bad. Dark Knight's Greatsword. 3 mana. Make a 1/1. It's then a 4/1 and a knight, and the equip is to pay 3 life rather than any sort of mana. But you can only activate it once a turn. Okay. Valkyrie Aerial Unit. 7 mana, 5/4, affinity for artifacts. So your artifacts make it cost less. That's good. Flying, enters, surveil 2. You know, in an artifact-centric deck, that's not horrible. Ooh. Adventureland. Ishgard, the Holy Sea. Why is that S-E-E and not S-E-A? I don't know. Faith and Grief. 5 mana for sorcery. You can exile it, put it on adventure. You can play the land later. Return 2 target artifact or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. 5 mana is a lot for that. The land will enter tapped. You get white mana for it. But you can play this as a sorcery, get your things, and then later you still get to hit your land drop. Commune with beavers. You get a swamp and a bird. With, there's the wizard. It's got a little pointy hat. Alright, we're going to put those there. Start grabbing that. There we go. Alright, we've seen that. We did see that. Alright, Vane's Treachery. 2 mana. You can sack an artifact or a creature for extra ability. -2/-2, or if you did sack it, sack something gets -6/-6. Ooh, hey, another Yawgmoth. We pulled this exact one earlier. I'll take that. Tonberry. Black for 2/1. It enters tapped with a stun counter. During your turn, though, it's got First Strike and Death Touch, because these guys will just randomly kill you. Fearful monsters that creep ever forward. Knives poised with deadly intent. Zidane, Tantalus Thief. 5 mana for 3/3. When it enters, you gain control of a creature an opponent controls. You untap it. That creature gains lifelink and haste for the turn. Whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent that from you, you get a treasure. So you steal something, you get to swing with it. If it survives, it goes back to your opponent and you get a treasure. However, if it dies, then you got rid of their creature. So, that's not horrible. He's also a mutant. Does he have, like... What makes him a mutant? Does he have, like, a cattail or something? Maybe? I guess? I don't know. Sorceress's Schemes. 4 mana. Return an instant or sorcery card from a graveyard or a card exiled with flashback you own to your hand. Add red, and then you flash it back for 5. I think I saw a short on YouTube. I don't remember who it was from. Where you could, if you are able to, like, get cost reduction down, like, this kind of just goes infinite with another copy of itself. For, like, a storm count. And then, you know, you eventually just grape shot somebody and they die. So, Garland, Knight of Cornelia from the first Final Fantasy. And I think he's the guy. Yeah. He's this guy. 2 mana for 3/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Surveil 1. 7 mana. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield transformed as a sorcery. And you get Chaos the Endless. 5/5, flying. When Chaos dies, put it on the bottom of your library. So it'll be put back as Garland. Ooh. Before we read the Dark Crystal. So, I mean, 7 mana to get a 5/5 that eventually just, you know, puts itself on the bottom of the library. I like him more for his Surveil ability. But we get the Darkness Crystal. 4 mana, legendary artifact. Black spells cost 1 less. If a non-token creature an opponent would control die, exile it, gain 2 life. 6 mana, put target creature card exiled with the Darkness Crystal onto the battlefield tapped under your control with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Great way to be like, oh, I killed your thing, it's exiled, gave me some life, and now it's mine. Ha 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 ha. Dragoon's Lance. I don't think we read this one. 2 mana. It's a 1/1. It gets +1/+0 and becomes a knight, so it's a 2/1. During your turn, it flies, and then equip is 4. Rabbinaster, the Royal City from Final Fantasy 12. Red and white for the town. Then we have another hero and bird. Oh wait, I forgot. Ba-doop. Ooh. Alright. Town Greeter. 2 mana 1/1. When it enters mill 4 cards, you may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you put a town card this way, though, you gain 2 life. Yeah. Potentially guaranteeing a future land drop. Gain some life for some stability. Or if you are more of a graveyard deck, filling your graveyard with goodies. So that's not bad. Ice Magic. So, tier to end. 2 mana, total. You return a creature to its owner's hand. Oh, I don't have that on... Okay, hold on. I don't have that on repeat like I normally do. Oh, that's only 2 minutes. No, we don't want that. We'll do this one. Okay. Ice Magic. 2 mana. Total. You bounce something to your opponent's hand. 4 mana total. It either goes on top or bottom of their library. What is that? 8 mana total. It gets shuffled into your opponent's library. So, great way to, like, unstabilize your opponent's board. So, the Dwarven Castle Guard. It is a 2/1 that when it dies, you make a 1/1. So, I like it. It's a little guy that recurs himself. Thunder Magic we saw. Resentful Revolution. 2 mana. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 in your hand, the rest in your graveyard. Flash it back for 7. I mean, yeah, more like graveyard sort of stuff. Guarantee maybe a land drop or a great, like, board wipe or something. So, Final Fantasy VII, that's Sephiroth. Blitzball Shot. 2 mana. Target creature gets +3/+3, and trample. Everyone seems to be calling for Waka, folks. Ow. I burnt the roof of my mouth with some pizza like 2 days ago, and it still hasn't fixed itself. Loperit Scout. 3 mana for 3/2. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature gets stronger for the turn. Okay. Yeah, it's not permanent buffs, but, you know, oh, hey, I made this a 6/5, I'll swing with it. You know, it's not a bad idea. Battle Menu. 4 mana. You can attack and get a 2/2. Or 2 mana. You attack and get a 2/2. You give something +0/+4. You can destroy a creature with power 4 or greater, or you can gain 4 life. Yeah, I mean, instant speed blocker, instant speed save a guy, instant speed you destroy a big guy, instant speed life gain. I like it. It is very good. Shambling Scythe? 3 mana for 3/3. When it enters tapped, whenever you cast a non-land spell, you may pay black. If you do, return it from your graveyard or your hand. 3 mana for a tapped 3/3, though. That's a little rough. Some Shiva we've seen. Ooh. GF or Freet in its special art. That's pretty cool. Not bad for a human. Ooh. Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII. 4 mana for 2/2. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a number of counters on Vincent equal to that creature's power. When it attacks, you may transform it into Galleon Beast. Trample lifelink. When it dies, return it to the battlefield tapped face up. So he just never dies. Unless he dies as Vincent. But I mean, yeah, you end up killing a few things. You make him big. You swing with him. He's now a trample lifelinker. Vincent's cool. I like that. Dwarven Castle Guard. We got an island. Hero Treasure. Alright, Slash of Light, Elder we've seen, Reinforcements, Fat Chocobo, Sage's Nautilus, Looper Scout, Blitzball! 3 mana for a mana rock, very typical. Or Goal! Sack this artifact, draw 2 cards, activate only if an opponent was dealt combat damage by a legendary creature you control. I did something disgusting where I got to activate this 3 times in a turn. Sleep Magic. Blue, enchant a creature, tap the creature. It does not untap. But if the creature is dealt damage in any sort of way, you sack the aura. So if you tap down a 4/4, but then your opponent's like, I'll just deal 1 damage to it, it will destroy the enchantment. I can speak. Cactar, 1 mana for a 3/3, trample, beginning your end step. If this creature did not enter this turn, return it to your hand. So you play it, then you can swing with it. If it survives, it bounces your hand. Then you play it. Then the next turn you can swing with it, and then it's just constant. Ooh, Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. Lifelink, whenever it attacks, you may remove a lore counter from each of any number of sagas you control, and then put a +1/+1 counter on her for each lore counter removed this way. Yeah, that's not horrible. Side quest, Raise a Chocobo. When this creature enters, create a 2/2 green bird with landfall. Beginning your first main phase, if you control 4 or more birds, transform it into the Black Chocobo. When this permanent transforms into Black Chocobo, search the library for land, put it into play tapped, and then the landfall ability for Chocobos. Oh, we got Choco, Seeker of Paradise. Very nice. We already saw him. We saw the Syncopate. Yeah, that's not bad. And Shalarin, Nation of Scholars in foil. And that could be Vincent. Estanian Verilu. No idea. Alright. Combat Tutorial. 4 mana. Draw 2 cards, or 3 mana, draw 2 cards, but then you put a counter on up to 1 target creature you control. So, you get to draw some cards. Paladin Arms, Sabo Tender, Undercity Diorat, Chocobo Chick, 2 mana, or Chocobo Kick. 2 mana, Kicker, you can bounce a land to your hand. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. If you kick it, though, it deals twice that much damage. So this goes really well with the Chocobos because you can bounce a land, play the land next turn, you get your landfall triggers. So it's not too bad. Bane's Treachery, another Syncopate. Search for the Frozen Esper. Rename of Nature's Claim. Green, instant, destroy an artifact or an enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. Kenya Q Gourmet. Oh, okay. Here's the frog guy. He's from Final Fantasy IX. 3 mana for 2/3. When 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, create a 1/1 in addition to those for the frog. And then sacrifice a frog, put a counter on Kina. He's a Q. I don't know what a Q is. I've never played 9. But I mean, hey, I found out who makes the frogs now. Ooh, Lionheart. This is Squall's Blade. 4 mana for an equipment. When it enters, you deal 2 damage to something. Okay. It gets +2/+1. Equip is only 2. So you shock something for maybe removal. Eventually, the equipped creature is stronger. Yeah, that's not bad. Rufus Shinra. 3 mana for 2/4. When it attacks, if you don't control a creature named Darkstar, create Darkstar. Legendary 2 white black dog creature token. Hopefully you get Darkstar as a token. Ooh, and Midgar, City of Mako. Or is it Mako? I can never remember the pronunciation. 3 mana. You may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. Then it goes on an adventure. Then you can play the land. Like, Midgar is a really great land. Ooh, Samurai's Katana. 3 mana, you make the 1/1. It's then a 3/3 with trample and haste and a samurai. The equip, though, is 5. So, but you get a 3 mana, you essentially get a 3/3 with haste and trample. It's not horrible. Windurst Federation Center. It is a green-white land. Hero bird. Alright, weapons vendor, haste magic, hecked eyes, town greeter, ice magic we saw, adventures in. Relentless X ATM 092. 6 mana for 6/5. Super menace, so it can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. 8 mana, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped with a finality counter. And it's a giant spider. Yeah, I mean, the can't be blocked by 3 or more creatures thing, like, that's really huge. That makes blocking very hard. Samurai's Katana. Restoration Magic. Target permanent gains Hexproof Indestructible for 1 mana. For a total of 2 mana. Same thing, but you gain 3 life. Total of 5 mana. Permanents you control gain Hexproof Indestructible, and you gain 6 life. Restoration Magic is one of the better tiered ones that I've seen. Ooh, Titus, the Blitzball Star. 3 mana for 2/1. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Titus. When it attacks, you tap a creature your opponents control. Not too bad. Oh, and the Earth Crystal. So the green crystal makes green cards cost less. When 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice that many are put on instead. 6 mana to distribute 2 counters, which actually would become 4 counters. Yeah. That's pretty good. Foil Exodeth. Well, I like the way that his armor is there. Now, what does his backside look like? Backside less so for the foiling. Blue-red land, and nothing there. Alright. Dreams of Laguna. 2 mana. You surveil 1, draw a card. Flash it back for 4. Like, this is a pretty solid card for a common. I like it. Magitech Infantry. 1 mana for a 1/1. It gets +1/+0 if you control another artifact. And then 3 mana, you can search your library for another card named Magitech Infantry and put it on the battlefield tapped. It's not bad. Warrior Sword. 4 mana. You get a 1/1. It becomes a 4/3 and a warrior. The equip is 5. We looked at Cornered by Black Mage, Garbu Gardener we saw, Saz's Chocobo, Ash we saw, Circle of Power. Ooh, here we go. Sin, Spira's Punishment. 7 mana for 7/7. Flying. When it enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. Then create a tapped token that's a copy of the card. If you exiled a land, repeat this process. So you can end up ramping yourself quite a bit if you keep hitting lands. You get a really big creature. Maybe you get a nice ETB. I like the Sim. Ooh. Sarah Pharaon from Final Fantasy 13. 3 mana for 2/2. First legendary spell you cast each turn costs 2 less. Beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform Sarah into Crystallized Sarah. First legendary spell you cast each turn costs 2 less. Legendary creatures get +2/+2. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then foil Blitzball Shot. Oh, I like how the water bubbles are there. That's pretty nice. Waste, Bird Token, and Wizard Token. I think Crystallized Sarah will end up going into a deck my friend plays. Alright, Dwarven Castle Guard, Thunder Magic. Oops. Grab too many cards. We've seen you, we've seen you, we've seen you, we've seen you. Ooh, what is this? Oh. Foul Sea Paradise. It is a rename of Carpet of Flowers. Green enchantment. Beginning of your each main phase. If you haven't added mana with this ability, you may add X of any one color, where X is the number of islands target player controls. Little limited, but I mean, that's still pretty cool. Oh. Unexpected Request. 3 mana. Okay, it's the Thief card of the set. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste. You may attach an equipment you control to that creature. If you do, unattach it at the beginning of the next end step. Okay, so very much similar to Sedaine, where you get a creature in which then, you know, it goes back to them. This one, you get an equipment attached to them, so it's like the Stolen Uniform that we ended up seeing earlier. So, I mean, there's always a Thief card in a Magic set, and Thief cards are ones in a limited environment that you do have to, like, look out for. Aron's Inspiration. Oh, that's really cool. From Final Fantasy X. 3 mana, attacking creatures get +2/+0. You can flash it back for 4 mana. Yeah. Travel the Overworld. Affinity for towns. So 7 mana, you can get it down to 2. Draw 4 cards. Rabun from Final Fantasy XIV. Bowl of Alamigo. 2 mana for 2/2. Ward. So if your opponents target this, they have to pay life equal to his power. When he attacks, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target attacking creature. Ah. Yeah, so another very heavy equipment guy. But, I mean, equipments are cool. Kieran Merchant, anything. The eyes glow. That's a little creepy. The Foil Mountain. I was kind of hoping the bridge would glow a little bit. I see a face, actually. So I see, like, if you look at it carefully, like, you see an eye here and an eye here. Maybe there's a cut on the cheek there. The bridge is a smile. And, like, the mountains kind of, like, form where the head would be. Cecil? Nope, Kamari. Oh, no, I can see Kamari now. Yep, okay. Yeah, that's the cat. I'm a moron. Alright, Scorpion Sentinel, Curel, Call of the Mountain, Q-Tub. Ooh, Imperial City of Arcades from Final Fantasy XII. It is a Wall of Omens. So, Defender, when it enters, draw a card. Love it. Phantom Train from Final Fantasy VI. 4 mana, 4/4, trample, sack another artifact or creature, put a counter on this, it becomes a spirit artifact until creature in addition to the other types until end of turn. And you can suplex it. Ring of the Lucy. 4 mana for a legendary artifact. Tap, add 2 colorless. 2 mana tap, pay a life. Tap target non-land permanent. Nah, it's alright. Shantoto from Final Fantasy XI. Tactician Magician. 3 mana for 0/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. If X is 4 or more, draw a card. It's a potential refill. You're going to end up making this guy pretty big. Alright. Alright, we got Vanille. So, Vanille, Cheerful Ilse. 4 mana, 3/2. When it enters, mill 2 cards and return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. At the beginning of your first main phase, if you own both Vanille and Fang, you can pay 5 mana. If you do, exile them and make Ragnarok the Divine Deliverance, which I have to do like this. So, Ragnarok is a 7/6. Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Haste. When it dies, destroy a target permanent and return a non-legendary permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, you can't do it. You can't recur Vanille or Fang with them. But, you get a 7/6 guy that can just crack in the face. And then you can also just destroy something else with that. So that's pretty cool. Oh, we got full art Raban. And a foil delivery Moogle. And a Charlene. Hero food. Alright, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was halfway through the box, so we still have 15 more packs left. Alright, Magic Infantry, Warrior Sword, Resentful Evolution, Chocobo Kick, Dreams of Laguna, World Map, Hill Gygus. Alright, this is new. Thief's Knife. 3 mana, Job Select. So you get a 1/1. It becomes a 2/2 whenever this deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and is a rogue. Oh, that's not bad. Torgal, we've seen. Ambrosia, we've seen. I just kind of skipped a few things on accident. Demon Wall. Alright, the Regalia from Final Fantasy 15. 4 mana, 4/4 vehicle. It has haste. When it attacks, reveal cards from the top of your library into reveal a land. Put that card on the battlefield tapped. And then Cruise 1. I might actually put this into a deck that I have. Because mana ramp isn't horrible. And then Foil Noctis, Prince of Lucius. Oh, I do like how that right there flickers. But that's kind of like it. Unless you get the lighting right on some of the other weapons, but... 4 mana, 4/3, lifelink. You may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, the artifact enters with a finality counter. Yeah, that's not horrible. Mountain Hero Horror. Yeah, the Regalia. I have a Bard the Bramble deck, so Regalia would go well there. Alright, we've seen Ice Flan, Summon Chog, Item Shopkeep. 2 mana for 2/2. When you attack, target attacking equipped creature gains menace. Very simple. And it doesn't have to be the Shopkeep that's attacking. So, Marlborough, Bard's Bow, Vincent's Limit Break, Hill Gygus, Albed Salvagers, Prompto Argentum. 2 mana for 2/2. Haste. Selfie Shot. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast, you get a treasure. So you're able to recoup some of the mana that you spent. It's not horrible, but I mean, you know, the 4 mana for a non-creature spell, like, unless you're going very much like, I will play this, and then I'm just gonna 1 mana, 1 spell a turn, kill you, kill your creatures, like, I don't know. Galuf's Final Act. 4 mana. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains when this creature dies with a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on up to 1 target creature. Oh, and he fights X-Death. That's cool. Stilt Skin, Moogle Merchant. 1 mana for 1/2 lifelink. 2 mana tap, target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. If they do, you draw a card. So, group hug deck, I guess. Not entirely sure how, like, useful he would be. Ooh, Genji Glove. 5 mana, equip creature has double strike. When you equip creature attacks, if it's the first combat phase, untap it. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. And then equip for 3. I mean, additional combat phases, always a good thing. Foil Black Mage's Rod. Very cool. Planes from Final Fantasy 15. And then... Is this card collection? No. Astrologian's Planisphere. Okay. Paladin Arms, Sabotenders, boom, boom, whoop, boom, boom. Alright, Monk Fist. 2 mana. You get a 1/1. It is then a 2/1 and a monk. The equip is 2. It's alright. I mean, 2 mana, you get a 2/1, essentially, for a few turns. Like, it's not that bad. Ultras Obnoxious Octopus. 2 mana for 2/1. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if it's at least 4 mana to cast it, you tap a creature the opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 8 mana was spent to cast it. Oh, but then you put 8 counters on him. I don't see that mode getting off that often. Colossal Behemoth. 7 mana, 7/7 trample. When it enters, you either draw a card or destroy an artifact or enchantment. And you get a big body, so. Side quest Catch a Fish. 3 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's an artifact or creature, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. If you put a card in your hand this way, create a food, and then transform this side quest into a cooking campsite. Add white, 3 mana, sack an artifact, put a counter on each creature you control. That's not bad. Yeah, I like that. That's not horrible. Oh, hey, Astrological's Planisphere. There we go. It's an equipment. 2 mana, job select. It's a wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, whenever you draw your 3rd card each turn, put a counter on it. Alright. Yeah, very good in, like, more of a Storm-style deck. For potentially drawing the cards, or just the non-creature spells. So. Foil Magic Pot. Yeah. Gungaga, red-green. And then... Oh, we had this one earlier. Yeah, Estine Verilu. And now we have his stamp. Alright. Rook Turret, Arithmera, Light Adjustment, Sephiroth's Intervention, Gigantode, World Map. Sahajin. 2 mana for 1/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, 4 mana was spent to cast it. Put a counter on this, and it can't be blocked. Yeah, so it's a 1/3 for quite a few turns, and then maybe you start making it bigger. This is not great. Ignis, Sandworm we saw. Summelbright Gouda we saw. Diamond Weapon. Here we go. 9 mana for an 8/8, but it costs 1 less for each permanent card in your graveyard. It has reach. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to Diamond Weapon. Because it's Diamond Weapon. Oh, that's so cool. Ooh, Esper Origins. This is great. 2 mana for a sorcery. Surveil 2, gain 2. If you flash it back, you exile it and put it transformed with a finality counter. For the Esper Maduin, you get a 4/4 creature. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, you can put it in your hand. You add 2 green, and then other creatures get +2/+2 and trample. And then it goes away forever. But, no, this is a pretty solid card. Crossroads Village, foil, anything really there? Whatever that thing is up there, but that just looks like another house. And then the Baron Airship. You got a nice little moon crescent there. It's pretty cool. Hero and a copy token. I think that's our first time seeing the copy token. Alright. How many packs are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then this is 11. So 2/3 of the way done with the box. Call of the Mountain Chocobo. We saw. I think we're getting to the point of us seeing almost everything in the commons. Grand Pulse Ochu. 1 mana, 1/1 Death Touch. 8 mana. This creature gets +1/+1 for the turn for each permanent card in your graveyard. I saw somebody turn this into a 10/10 for a turn. Sagan, we saw Guyot, King of the Dwarves. Red, white, 1/1, double strike. When him or another dwarf enters, and whenever an equipment you control enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. It's a little hand refill there. Fix the hand that you need. Blitzball. Hope Estem. Blue and white for 2/2 lifelink. Beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X, where X is the amount of life you gained. Okay. Blue-white mill. Kina Gourmet. Nothing about the frogs really like. I'm actually surprised that the fork doesn't really shine. Gato Salam, the green-blue from Final Fantasy X. Okay. I thought I was seeing some issues, but I think we're okay. Alright, Sucking Summoner Sanctum we've seen. Geisel Greens, Grand, yep, we've seen these. Capital City, here we go. It's a town, tap for colorless. You can filter for a mana of any color, or you can cycle it for 2. It's pretty solid. Like, you need the fixing, you have the fixing mode. If it's late game and you've already don't need the land, you can cycle it away. I like it. Crystal's Chosen from Final Fantasy III. 7 mana, create 4 colorless heroes. Put a counter on each creature you control. So, minimally, it's 7 mana for 4 2/2s. Obviously, you want even more of a board, but that sometimes can be a bit of a problem. Ilmeg Pixie. 2 mana, 2/1. Flying. When it attacks, surveil 1. Like, that's solid. That's pretty good. What is that from? 14. There are so many Final Fantasy 14 cards in the set. Yes! Alright. Sid, Timeless Artificer. This is the Final Fantasy 15 version. There are, I believe, 16 Sid cards in the set. 4 mana for 4/4. Artifact creatures and heroes you control get +1/+1 for each artificer you control and artificer card in your graveyard. A deck can have any number of cards named Sid Timeless Artificer. And then you can cycle him for blue and white because he is legendary. You can have any number. You can just be like, pitch him away. I now pump my artifact creatures and heroes. So, no. Sid is great. I want to get all 16. I don't think I will. But it's great. Oh, and we get Tifa. 2 mana for 1/2 with Trample. However, whenever a land enters, double Tifa's power. You can get into some crazy stuff with this. So no, Tifa's very good. Foil Monk's Fist. Ooh, yeah, I like that the swirl can come in and out of the foil. Oh. I thought I was seeing something there. Forest from Final Fantasy 3. Oh, and hey, it's the thing that makes chocobos. Cool. All right. Item shopkeep. Marlboro, Bard's Bow, Stuck. You're not alone. Instant ramen, magic pot. Swallowed by Leviathan. 3 mana. Choose target spell. Surveil 2. Then counter the chosen spell unless its controller pays 1 card for each card in your graveyard. Okay, so you can make it eventually where, you know, it's late game and they have to pay an extra 9 mana to get a 2 mana spell. Like, no, they'll just let it go. So, I like that. Gabranth we've seen, Opera Love Song we've seen, Ultimecia we've seen, Esper Origins in its special art. Ooh, what does the special art look like? Oh, that's cool. That's really nice. Summon Fat Chocobo we've seen. Just don't think we saw it in foil. Oh wait, yeah, this one doesn't transform. So, Traino, Hero Bird. Our first like third of the box was great. We pulled 5 mythics, and then we've kind of like slowed down quite heavily. All right, we've seen. Instant ramen. Ooh, Gilgamesh Weapon Collector. It's Godo the Bandit Lord. When it enters, you may search your library for an equipment card, put it on the battlefield. When it attacks for the first time, untap it and all samurai you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. It goes infinite with Helm of the Host. So, yeah, like Godo is a very strong card. That's pretty cool. Oh, we haven't gotten Ether. 4 mana for Ether. Tap it, add blue. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So this is a turn 4, do nothing. Turn 5, maybe double spell, essentially. Yeah, it's not horrible. Yeah, so you could go turn 4, Ether. Turn 5, Final Days. And then get 4 2/2s of black zombies. So, or the Choco Comet, which we have not gotten. X red. Deals X damage to any target, make a bird. So, remove something, get a little blocker. Love it. Ooh, summon Fenrir in his special art. 3 mana for a 3/2. Search the library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped. Whenever you cast your next creature spell, it enters with a +1/+1 counter. Draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. Oh, the Wind Crystal. We need blue and red now. Wind Crystal. 4 mana, white spells, cost 1 less. If you gain life, gain twice that. 6 mana, creatures you control gain flying and lifelink. I saw somebody use this to start gaining like 14 life a turn, and it was disgusting. Oh, that's nice. That is a foil Yuna, Hope of Spira. 5 mana for a 3/5. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have Trample, Lifelink, and Ward 2. Beginning your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter. Oh, that is fantastic. Very simplistic in the art, but I do love it. There we go, just to protect it. And then Vector is black-red for the land. Hero token, copy token. Very nice unit hit there. Alright. Light of Judgment, Sephiroth's Intervention, Gigantic Code, Rook Turret, Aerith Rescue Mission, yep. Summon Fenrir. We got his alternate art, just the last pack. Overkill. 3 mana. Target creature gets minus 9,999 toughness until end of turn. I just love that. It's so funny. Freya Crescent. Red 1/1. During your turn, it flies. Tap, add red only on equipment spells or equipment abilities. So it's a little mana dork, but it's very restricted as to the mana. Which is fine. But, I mean, red getting more mana dorks is going to be interesting to see. Xandarkin, the Ancient Metropolis. 6 mana, make a hero, and then put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. So more than likely, you know, you're making a 7/7. And then you can play Xandarkin as a land. Yeah, it's not bad. Ooh, Arden from Final Fantasy 15. I pulled his regular version during the pre-release last night. 8 mana 4/4. Demons have lifelink, menace, and haste. Beginning in combat, exile 1 target creature card from a graveyard, so it doesn't have to be your own. If you exile a card this way, create a token that's a copy of it, except for it's a demon, which then has menace, lifelink, and haste. So that is such cool looking art too. That's great. Foil Fate of the Sun's Christ. It's a blinding light, essentially. Oh, that's a pretty forest from Final Fantasy IX. That's really cool. And then hero copy. Alright, 6 packs left of the Play Booster Box. And then we have the Collector Booster Box next. Wyvern, Moogle, we've seen. Poo-Poo UFO. 2 mana for 0/4 flying. You may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. Until end of turn, this creature's base power becomes equal to the number of towns you control. But it's also mana ramp. Like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no. I like it. Black Waltz number 3. Oh, BB's going crazy there. 2 red black for 2/2. Flying Death Touch. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deal 2 damage to each opponent. Yeah. That is solid. The Prima Vista from Final Fantasy IX. 5 mana, 5/3 vehicle. Flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. And then Crew 2. Yeah, I mean, flying vehicles are a bit of a pain to deal with. Ooh, nice. Ultima Origin of Oblivion. When it attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it loses all land types and abilities and has tap, add colorless. Whenever you tap a land for colorless, you add an additional colorless. So it starts hosing your opponent's color base. That's awesome. Primal Garuda. Which, hold on, how does... not great. Vector, what about you? Is this Yushtola? Nope, that's Gratia in alternate art. Okay. Alright, see, we get a cool looking token. Alright, Blazing Bomb, Fight On, Gishala Greens, Magic Damper, Moogle, Crossroads, Lucas Stadium, rename a Strixhaven Stadium. 3 mana for an artifact, add colorless, put a point counter on this artifact. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, you may remove a point counter. Oh no. When a creature deals combat damage to you, remove a point counter. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a point counter on this. Then if there are 10 or more point counters, remove them all, and that player loses the game. Ah, okay. Oh, so you can hit all 3 of your opponents, and then make them lose the game. That's pretty cool. Aldebert Steiner. 2 mana for 2/1 lifelink, but he gets stronger for each equipment you control. Doesn't have to be attached to him. You just have to have the equipment. Cargo Ship. 2 mana for 2/3, Flying Vigilance. Add colorless. Spend this only to cast artifact or activate artifact abilities. Crew is 1. Oh, that's not bad. Gaius Van Baelsor. 3 mana for 3/2. When it enters, each player sacks a token, a creature token of their choice, a non-token creature of their choice, or an enchantment of their choice. So you can get rid of their saga if you need to, and you might not have a saga, so you wouldn't sack anything. It's not horrible. Crystal Fragments. Equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. 7 mana. Exile the equipment, return to the battlefield transformed at sorcery speed. The equip is only 1. Summon Alexander. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Do that twice. Tap all creatures your opponent controls, and it's a 4/3 flyer. Alright. Ooh. Jill, Shiva's Dominant from 16. 3 mana 2/2. When it enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. 5 mana, exile Jill, return it to the battlefield under its control as a sorcery. And you get Shiva. Target creature can't be blocked. Target creature can't be blocked. Tap all lands you control, exile Shiva, and then you get Jill back again. Oh, that's a bit disgusting. Sage's Nothliths, though. That's a nice foiling. Yeah, there you go. Like the blade shine. Even bits of her armor shine. That's cool. Windhurst. We get Angelo, a 1/1 dog. And we get Darkstar, a 2/2 dog. Alright. 4 packs left, then a small break, and then the collector box. You know what? We haven't gotten a blue Robot Warrior token yet. I would like to see what that is. Retrieve the Esper, Red Mage, Fates, Black Rod. Yep. Oh, what did I just get here? Muldrotha, the Gravetide, but renamed as Orphan Kakuna Falsi from Final Fantasy 13. 6 mana for a 6/6. During your turns, you can play a land and cast permanent spells of each permanent type from your graveyard. So it's a great, like, fill your graveyard, play this, start recurring stuff back. I like it. Battle menu, Thief's Knife, Gladiolus, Lindbaum, Industrial Regency. 3 mana instant, make a 0/1 black wizard token with the non-creature deal damage, and then you get a red land. We are now missing, I think, just the blue one of this Adventureland cycle. So blue crystal, red crystal, blue Adventureland. Oh, and a foil Jekt. We saw him earlier. Vraska's Final Aeon. We get an island from Final Fantasy X. Maybe the beach that you wash up on, I think, because then you enter like a cave over here or something. And then the hero and a treasure. Jekt is cool. Like, just as a card, Jekt is really cool. Alright. Summon a free Iron Man, Bulbasaur, Wyvern, Galacat, Laughing Mad. Rider's Return. Gold Saucer. It's a land town. You add colorless. 2 mana, flip a coin. If you win a flip, create a treasure. 3 mana, sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. The flipping a coin can be a little iffy. Oh, hey. Renoa Heartily. 5 mana, 4/4. When it enters, you get Angelo. We saw her token earlier. Angelo's Cannon. Whenever Renoa attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Okay. Yeah, so Angelo, like if it's just Angelo and Renoa, then Angelo becomes a 3/3. Yeah, it's not bad. Emperor of Palamecia. Blue-red, 2/2. Add blue or red. Spend this only to cast a non-creature spell. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a +1/+1 counter on him. Then if there are 3 or more counters on him, transform him into the Lord Master of Hell. He's a 3/3. Whenever he attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. So because of the 3 counters, he's actually a 6/6. So he's swinging for 6, and then he's bolting you for minimum 3 as well. No, I like that. Yeah. That'd be fun. He'd go great in VV as well. Summoner's Grimoire. 4 mana. You get job select, so you get the 1/1 hero. It becomes a shaman, in addition to its other types, and has, when this creature attacks, you can put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If it's a enchantment creature, though, then it enters tapped and attacking. So you can just go, alright, I'm going to swing with Grimoire, and I get myself a free Emperor of Palamecia. Or, do we have a Saga creature here? Yeah. Or, you go, alright, I'm going to swing with the Grimoire. I summon the Summon GF Ifrit. Because it's an enchantment creature, it's also attacking. Ooh, how does Magic Damper look? Yeah, that's good foiling. I like that. And Gone, the black-red. Oh, this is the thing that makes the 2 black ones the final something. Final days, yep. 2 packs left of the play box. Right. Slashlight, Elder, Reinforcements, Fat Chocobo, Sage's Nautilus, Thing, yep. Ride the Showpoof. 2 mana for an enchantment landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a counter on something you control. 7 mana, it becomes a beast in addition to its other types, just permanently. So 7 mana, this becomes a 7/7, then you can start swinging with it. It's not horrible. Ooh, Self-Destruct. 2 mana, target creature you control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, where X is its power. So you do it on, like, a 2/4. Like, a 2/4. Like Yawgmoth here. Deal 2 damage across the board. Yawgmoth still lives. Or, you could go, Jekt, where you deal 4 damage, but then Jekt will die. So Phoenix Down, white, artifact. For 2 mana, exile the artifact. You can either exile a skeleton spirit or zombie, or return a creature card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard tapped. So, you know, the resurrection sort of thing with Final Fantasy of the Phoenix Downs. X-Death. Ooh, we get full art Stiltskin. That's cool. And foil Garnet. Yeah. Ooh, and a foil Swamp. I like it. Hero Treasure. We still have not gotten Robot Warrior token. Alright. Last pack of the playbox. So we have Suplex, the Trader, the Wanderings, the Merchant, Slash Light, the Scout, Finn the Fangbearer, renamed as Vayne Caridus Solidor. 2 mana for 1/3 with Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. And if you get 10 poison counters, you die. So, that's pretty cool. Stolen Uniform, Cloud of Darkness. 5 mana for 3/3 flyer Avatar. When it enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -X, where X is the number of permanent cards in the graveyard. So you get a nice 3/3 flyer. You maybe chip away at like a 3 toughness thing, maybe a 4 toughness thing. That's not bad. Queen Brane. 3 mana for 2/1 prowess. Whenever it attacks, create a 0/1 black wizard with the wizard ping. Yeah, okay. Yes! Alright, this is Final Fantasy X's Sid. So we got the 15 one earlier, we now have 10, we have 14 left to go. Ninja Blades. 3 mana, you get the job select, so you get a 1/1. It becomes a 2/2, a ninja. If it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, discard a card. That player loses life equal to the discarded card's mana value. And the equip is only 2. That is, it is a disgusting equipment. And a summon Choco Mog. And a Rabanaster. And the last token is a Hero Moogle token. At least we got a new token on the end there. We started very heavy. Like, I want to say these 5 were all in the first, like, 10 packs. Then it was a bit of a drought. We got the Yuna. The Yuna does look awesome, though. I am curious. Scroll up. Hope of Spira Borderless. I mean, her price... Oh, wow. Her price is falling right now, which should be expected, because, I mean, it is the... you know, we're in pre-release. People are actually, like, starting to open their packs. I mean, as of right now, the foiling, like, the foiling was at most 118. It's dropped to 106. It'll probably drop a bit more, but that's not bad. Then we get Go-Go, we get the cool-looking Cloud, we get the other-looking Cloud, which is sweet. I am curious about this one. Cloud Strife. Yeah, I mean, right now the prices are falling. Right now the Cloud is 20 though, but I mean, we got 2 Clouds, we got a Kefka, we got Yuna, which is sweet. I know that there's like Titus and Tifa and Aerith. So we still have a lot of like those to collect, but all right, we're going to take another small break. I'm going to clean up a little bit, and then we will do our last bit where we will open a collector box. So I will see you shortly. Okay. I got some more water, cleaned up the desk a little bit. We are now going into our collector packs. May include a serialized card. More than likely it won't. Yeah, because of the just like high prices that usually are on a collector box, we're gonna do this. I got mine for $450. Another local store around me was like selling them for $700, and I was not gonna pay that. So all right. We have 12 collector packs left. Or 12 collector packs. And we're going to see how good these may be. Okay, I don't know how these are correlated. That's the token there. So I'm going to assume like... What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe that many? Perfect. We get the island in foil. Summon Anima in alt art foil. That's cool. And then Shinado in extended art non-foil. Or Shantado. Esperamu in foil. We've read all of these so far. There might be a random uncommon we will collect. Alright, hero token. Ooh, Balthair and Fran. We did not get to read this guy. So Balthair and Fran, 1 red, green, for 4/3 with reach. Vehicles you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance and reach. Whenever a vehicle crewed by Balthair and Fran this turn attacks, if it's the first combat phase, you may pay 1 red and green. If you do, after this phase, there is an additional combat phase. Very cool. And you know, who doesn't like Bunny Lady? Alright, Farseek, renamed as Newfound Adventure. 2 in a green, or 1 in a green. Search your library for a plains, island, mountain, and swamp or mountain. Put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. In foil, too. Xenos Ye Galvis from Final Fantasy 14. 5 mana for 4/4. My first friend. When Xenos Ye Galvis enters, choosing a creature an opponent controls. Till end of turn, creatures other than Xenos and the target get -2/-2. But when the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, transform Xenos into Shinru, Transcendent Rival, 8/8. Choose an opponent. When the chosen opponent loses the game, you win the game. Oh, and that's such cool art, too. The Masamune from Final Fantasy VII. Oh, this is Sephiroth's weapon. That's cool. 3 mana. As long as the equipped creature is attacking, first strike and must be blocked. The equipped creature has, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature or an emblem you own to trigger, it triggers an additional time. Summon Leviathan. 6 mana for 6/6. Return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to its hand. And then, until end of turn, whenever a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent attacks, you draw a card. And Ward is 2. And Stiltskin again, in foil. That's not too bad. I do want to slightly organize these as we go through them. And then you are there, you're there, everything else is here. Okay. Alright. Pack number 2. Okay, you know what? We'll go more than I would normally. And there we go. We have a swamp. So, foil swamp. We have a foil Fang, Fearless Ilse. We saw her. She transforms into Ragnarok. So that's pretty cool. And we got Vanille. So you can have a slightly weird looking Ragnarok by doing this. But no, that's pretty nice. Standard art there. We have Titus again. Circle of Power. Retrieve the Esper. Vector. Item Shopkeep. Hero Token. Mughals Valor. 5 mana. For each creature you control, make a 1/2 white Mughal with lifelink. Then those creatures get indestructible. That's pretty cool. I like that. Memories of Nidalheim, but sadly not in foil. I would have loved a foil. This is from the Commander deck, Celeste. 4 mana for 4/4. When it enters, discard any number of cards, draw that many +1. Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if one or more entered from a graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. I might have to replace my commander with Celeste. That is awesome. Oh, and another commander card. Summon Kujata. 6 mana for 7/5 Ox with Trample and Haste. This creature deals 3 damage to 2 creatures. Okay. Ice. Up to 3 target creatures can't block. Fire. Discard a card, draw 2. When you discard a card this way, this creature deals damage equal to that card's mana value to each opponent. Oh, wow. That's, I mean, that's pretty powerful. Especially for 6. Like, and it's got Trample and Haste, like... Yes! We got the meme! Jumbo Cactar. 7 mana for a 1/7. 10,000 needles. When it attacks, it becomes a 10,000 power, 7 toughness creature. Just give it Trample and you kill somebody. And, hey, Starting Town. This land enters tapped unless it's your first, second, or third turn of the game. Add colorless, or pay a life, add a color. That's pretty solid. Oh, wait. Nope. Treasure token on the back of that. Was that other guy from the commander deck? Not the Masamune. Was it this guy? No, Xenos is from the actual set. Okay. So you're not guaranteed a commander card in every pack. But we did just get 2 commander cards in that one pack. So, I mean, that makes sense. We'll do that amount. Perfect. Cut. Island. Oh, that is a Surge Foil Vanille. Very cool. Yeah, you can see it's Surge Foil based on the way that the foiling goes. That is awesome. That's going to have to go into a sleeve. So I'm going to put that there for now. Adalbert Steiner in extended art. That's cool. Eden. Tifa's Limit Break. Realm Sketching. 4 mana, sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of an artifact, creature, or a land. Doesn't have to be one that you control, so you can get one of the best lands that somebody else might have. If you need a really good blocker or something with a good ETB, you can get that. Realm Sketching is great. We've seen that. We've seen Magic Pot. That's a nice hero token. I like that. Arden, the Usurper. We saw him earlier. We get him in a nice foil here. Baron Rivalry is Deadly Dispute. Additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, make a treasure. Okay. Venat, Heart of Heidelhim. 3 mana for 3/3. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. Triggers only once a turn. 7 mana, exile a non-land permanent, transform Venat into Heidelin, the Mother Crystal. Indestructible. Beginning the combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Till your next turn, it gains indestructible. If it's legendary, draw a card. Oh! Yeah, that seems pretty cool. Soldier Military Program. Beginning combat on your turn, choose one. If you control your commander, choose both instead. Make a 1/1 soldier. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 soldiers you control. This is from the commander deck. Genova Ancient Calamity. Beginning combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter, number of +1/+1 counters equal to Genova's power on up to another creature. It becomes a mutant. Whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, you draw cards equal to its power. Huh. Okay. And Genova, yay! In foil, but just regular version of Genova. And then, yes, we do. Where'd my sleeve box go? There it is. Yes, Vanille, you are only an uncommon, but you are a Surge foil, and so we are going to... Oh, yeah. Here's the Surge foil backing of Ragnarok. That's cool. That is awesome. Have we gotten a single mythic? I don't think we have. Alright, we gotta... that's right. Do like that many. Perfect. We get a forest. Summon Chokmog in foil. Garland in extended art. The UFO. Guyot, Dragon's Lance, Warrior Sword, Weapons Vendor, Light of Judgment. There's our token. So now we get into the cool stuff. The Earth Crystal in special art. And that's the green one. Oh no, we did get the green one. No, I need the red and the blue one. That's right. Battle at the Bridge, which is Fatal Push. Destroy a creature if its mana value is 2 or less, but if a permanent you control left the battlefield, destroy it if its mana value is 4 or less. Ooh, extended art Go-Go. That's cool. Hermes, Overseer of Elpis from the commander deck. 4 mana, 2/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a bird. Whenever you attack with one or more birds, scry 2. Yeah, okay. Bird tribal stuff. Yeah. Also from the commander deck. Krille Beldason. White-blue for a 2/1 lifelink. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may return a creature card with mana value equal to the spell's mana value from your graveyard to your hand, but only once a turn. Oh, and it's not mana value equal to or less. It has to be directly equal to. Okay. Oh, and there we go. Fire Crystal. 4 mana for a for the crystal. Red spells cost 1 less. Your creatures get haste. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. It's not bad. I want to get, hold on. Okay, so Go-Go might be our first mythic, but I just want to double check that. Oh no, Celeste was a mythic. That's right. Go-Go, I have a feeling, will do some shenanigans in some sort of way. Okay, so we're going into pack 5. We only have 2 mythics, so not a great box so far, but we did get the Surge foil. So, I mean, we'll see. One more like that. Nope. Nope. Where's our land? I don't know where our land is. The land went somewhere. Nope. You are banned, sir. Report channel. Spam. Chat messages. Spam, scammer, bot. Scam. Trying to sell best viewers on a website. Submit. Block this user. Yes. And then go here. Sorry about this. Give me 1 second. Okay. It may have been removed. Okay. I think we're okay now. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know where the land went, so I assume it would be here, but that's... Oh, maybe it's 2 more. Oh, there we go. All right. We have a swamp. Esper Ramu, we have seen, and that's just special art. Diamond Weapon and Extended. Garland, Veneer, Cargo Ship. T-Rex, Dampener, Bard's Bow. Alright, another hero token. Not the Surge foil, but Von Street Thief. 3 mana for a 2/2. Whenever one more scouts, pirates, or rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library, you may cast it. But if you don't cast it, you get a treasure. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, put a counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue that you control. So it's supposed to be a fairer Ragavan. Kefka Palazzo. This is Perforos. Ooh. In special art. 4 mana for 6/5. Indestructible. Indestructible. If your devotion to red is less than 5, it isn't a creature. So your devotion is based on the mana symbols there. Whenever another creature you control enters, Kefka will deal 2 damage to each opponent, and then 3 damage creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. And this is the Commander Cloud. 2 and Naya for 4/4 with haste. When it enters, attach up to 1 target creature equipment you control to it. When Cloud attacks, draw a card for each creature. Each equipped attacking creature you control. If Cloud's power is 7 or greater, make 2 treasure tokens. It is a bonkers card. It is a very good card. Tifa Lockhart in extended art. Hella Trooper from the Commander deck. 2 mana for a 1/2 human soldier flying. When this creature attacks, another target creature you control gains flying. Equip abilities you activate that target this creature costs 2 less. Yeah, okay. Ooh, and a foil Vincent. Very cool. Still haven't gotten that blue robot token, though. Alright, that was a little better. We got another, we got like 2 mythics in that. There. Perfect. Foil Wastes. I love it. Ambrosia Whiteheart. In extended art. Pompeo Argentum. Non-foil. Elixir. Actually, boop. And then you guys go like there. Kind of screwing up my thing. Evil Awakened. We have not seen this. 5 mana. Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with 2 counters on it. Yeah, that's solid. Phoenix down, Instant Ramen, Summon Chocomog, Iron Giant, and then our token. Alright. Sin Spira's Punishment. In his alt art form. That's pretty cool. A Promise Fulfilled. Light up the stage. 3 mana. Spectacle. So if your opponent was dealt damage, you can do for 1 mana. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Eye of Nidhogg from the commander deck. 3 mana. Enchant creature. It's a black dragon with base power 4/2. Flying Death Touch and is goaded. When Eye of Nidhogg is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to the hand. Oh, so you start enchanting like somebody's commander, where they have to attack, and they can't attack you. Okay. Ishgard the Holy Sea in extended art. Professor Hojo from the commander deck. 2 and 2 mana for 2/2. First activated ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control costs 2 less. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control become the target of an activated ability, draw a card. It only triggers once. And Summoner's Grimoire. Okay, stream is good. Let me look over here at YouTube. Still says I'm live. Yeah, still says I'm live here. Okay. I'm just gonna give it like a minute or so. Okay, looks like, yeah, for some reason the stream disconnected. For whatever reason it did. So just giving it a little bit of time. So let's reorganize these a bit. So these are the commander cards now. So that's extended art. So you actually need to go there. You're a commander card. You're not exactly. Oh no, wait. See, you get weird things where it's like, oh, that's an extended art, but no, that's technically the borderless version. So okay, we're looking for the ones in the 400s for the extended art then. 4 to 500, so you're borderless. You're borderless. Sure, we'll keep you here. You're just regular, so you can go there. You are commander, commander. Put you there. You're commander. You go there. Commander. Okay, I think I now have it organized the way that we need to. Okay. Alright. Pack 7. Foil Swamp. Extended Art Torgal. Or Borderless Torgal. Extended Art Gratia. Crystal Fragments. Saz's Chocobo. Ultros. Wanderings. Scout. Crystal. And there's our token. Summon Brindhilder. 2-1. Exile the top card of your library. During any turn you put a lore counter on this saga, you may play that card. Whenever you cast a creature spell, it gains haste. Oh, okay. White Rose Rebellion, we get Counterspell. 2 mana Counterspell. Summon Ixion from the commander. 3 mana for a 3/3 First Strike Unicorn. Exile target creature and opponent controls until the saga leaves the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. Gain 2 life. Alright. Gau Feral Youth. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever it attacks, put a counter on it. Beginning of each end step. If a card left your graveyard this turn, Cal deals damage equal to his power to each opponent. Okay. Beatrix, Loyal General. 6 mana for a 4/4. Beginning combat on your turn, you may attach any number of equipment you control to target creature you control. Okay, yeah. And Foil Sarah Farron. We have seen her before. Yeah, pack number 8. Is that a rare? That is a rare. There we go. Mountain. Oh, Final Fantasy IV Mountain. That's cool. Zidane, not in Surge Foil, but still pretty nice. Omega in his extended. Black Waltz. Reno and Rude. 2 mana for 2/1 Menace. When it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You may sack another creature or artifact. If you do, you can play the exile card, but you still have to pay the mana cost for it. Alright. Summon Shiva, we've seen. Ahriman, we've seen. Laughing Mad. Geshl Greens. Sephiroth, One-Winged Angel Emblem. When a creature dies, just a creature dies, target opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Ooh, there we go. Surge Foil Jill. Which flips into the Shiva Surge Foil. Awesome. And now we have Foil Counterspell. That's sweet. Falcon Airship Restored. 3 mana for a 4/2 vehicle from the commander deck. Flying. When Falcon deals combat damage to a player, you may sack it. If you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. 5. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So it's a bit of a way to just constantly get recursion. Tromel, Seymour's Butler. 3 mana for a 2/3. Each other non-token creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter. 1. Tap, proliferate X times, or X is the number of non-token creatures you control that entered this turn. I know a friend that would like this card. Edgar, King of Figaro. 6 mana for a 4/5. When it enters, draw a card for each artifact you control. And then, the first time you flip 1 or more coins each turn, those flips come up heads and you win those flips. Ooh, and then Foil Kane, Traitorous Dragoon. 3 mana, 2/4. It has flying on your turn. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player gains control of Kane. You draw that many cards and create that many tap treasure tokens, then lose that much life. So you hit your opponent, you get a bit of value, but then your opponent gets Kane, in which then your opponent could swing Kane at you and get some value as well. Oh, and there's the Robot Warrior token. All right. That looks cool, actually. And it's on the back of the Sephiroth one-winged angel emblem. You know what? I should put Jill in the front. Okay. Perfect. Alright, we have a plains. If it focuses, there we go. The Seventh Heaven from Final Fantasy VII. Well, we got vanilla again, this time in non-surge foil. Oh. Ultras in extended art. Cactar. Poison Waters. Ash. Alright. We get a hero. Hope Estim non-surge foil. Still looks pretty cool. Tymna the Weaver, renamed as Cecil Harvey. 3 mana for 2/2 lifelink, beginning of each of your post-combat main phases. You may pay X life where X is the number of opponents who were dealt combat damage this turn. If you do, draw X cards. Then it has partners, so you can have 2 commanders if it's partnered. Absolute Virtue. 8 mana, 8/8. Can't be countered flying. You have protection from your opponents. It is a mythic. It is interesting. Extended art. Ooh, Kane the Traitor's Dragoon in his normal extended art. Or Bordeaux art. Setzer from the Commander deck. Where'd my Commander cards go? They were just right here. Oh, did I put them there? I may have put them there. Wandering Gambler. 1 black, red for a 2/2. When it enters, create Blackjack, a legendary 3/3 colorless vehicle artifact token with flying and crew 2. When a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, flip a coin. If you win the flip, make 2 tapped treasures. Oh, okay. And Hope Estim in regular foil. Yeah, where did I put the commander cards? They were just right here. What happened to my commander cards? Oh, did I put them in this stack here? I did. Yeah, because I had put the, I guess I put, like, the emblem on top of it. So. Alright, 3 packs left. Alright, I'll assume there. Back it up 1. Perfect. Mountain. Fat Chocobo. Titus. Emperor. Lionheart. Albed Salvagers. Hero Token. Ooh. Joshua Phoenix Dominant in Surge Foil. 3 mana, 3/4. When it enters, discard up to 2 cards, draw that many. 5 mana, exile him, return him to the battlefield as Phoenix, Warden of Fire. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. Return any number of target creature cards with mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then return the Phoenix face up. And so you get to discard, you get to fill your library, or fill your graveyard. That is awesome. Van, Aspiring Sky Captain, is a rename of Captain Lannery Storm in foil. 3 mana for 2/2 haste. When it attacks, make a treasure. Whenever you sack a treasure, Van gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Ultimate Magic Holy. So commander deck, actually. 3 mana. Permanents you control gain indestructible. If it was cast from exile, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Yeah. And then, Foretell, you pay 2 mana, exile it face down, and then you can cast it for its Foretell cost on a future turn. Which, just, I mean, I guess keeping it safe from, like, hand destruction would be my guess. Saz Catchroy. Oh, this is Saz for Saz's Chocobo. 4 mana, 3/3. When it enters, you may search your library for a bird or basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. When it attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target. Put a counter on a creature, then double the number of +1/+1 counters. That's pretty cool. Ooh, nice. Full Art Water Crystal. 4 mana. Blues cost 1 less. If your opponent were to mill 1, they mill 4 extra. And then 6 mana, opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. So, you have 0, they mill 4. If you have 7, they mill 11. It's pretty good. And Moogle's Valor once more. Alright, I don't think we're getting any Surge foils. Any more Surge foils. The 2 pack openings that I watched of collector boxes, they were 3 Surge foils per box. So, and we have gotten our 3. If we get lucky and get a 4th, I mean, I won't say no to that. Alright. Forest. Stolen Uniform in the special art for it. Snow Villagers. 3 mana for a star 3. Its power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and it has vigilance. Huh. Okay. Side quest Hunt the Mark. We've seen that. We've seen that. Trano, Grand Pulse, Commune. Alright. Xandarkin in extended art. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Ooh, foil Gilgamesh Godo. That's awesome. Bartz and Boko in extended art. Lulu, Stern Guardian in the commander deck. 3 mana for a 2/3. Whenever opponent attacks you, choose target attacking creature. Choose target creature attacking you. Put a stun counter on that creature, and then you can proliferate. Arden, once more. And the Lunar Whale. Oh, there's a mark on the card right there. Huh. Interesting. Lunar Whale. 4 mana for a 3/5 flying vehicle. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. As long as the Lunar Whale attack this turn, you may play the top card of your library. Alright. Last pack of the collector box. We could get a extended art foil Vivi. Like, that'd be cool. That'd be a nice chase. Alright. Oop. Forest. Pompto Argentum. Just regular foil. Omega in special art. Cloud of Darkness. Restoration Magic. A Realm Reborn in special art foil. It's pretty cool. Imperial City of Arcades. Yuna's Decision. 4 mana. Choose one. Sack a creature. If you do, draw a card. Then you may put a creature or land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Or find another way. Return 1 or 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. From the commander deck. Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness from the commander deck. 3 mana, 2/2. Whenever you cast a white spell, put a counter on each legendary creature you control. They gain vigilance. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1 on each legendary creature you control, they gain Menace. Ooh, okay. That's kind of cool. We have Van and Midgar. How many mythics did we get? I feel like we got 5 mythics in the entirety of the thing. Let's see here. Oh, we got Kefka, which is a mythic. Absolute Virtue as a mythic. Go-Go as a mythic. Yeah, I think we got 5 mythics in the box. That was... Yeah, because this is basically all the commons, uncommons, maybe a rare or two. Yeah, we got 5 total mythics in the box. So our box was not a great one in terms of, like, trying for, like, collection. Yeah, we got 5 total mythics. And 2 of them being the commander, 1 of them being of the, like, character archives. So, collector, like, not collector-wise, but, or collection-wise, it is not a great box. That was, honestly, I think that was worse than my Ravnica Remastered box. Or not Ravnica Remastered. Was it Ravnica? Whatever the last... What were the last box streams that I did? Yeah, that was I think that was worse than my Tarkir Dragonstorm box, for sure. And maybe, maybe my Aether Drift box, actually. I think it may have been worse than that, in terms of, like, trying to just fill out a collection. 5 mythics is very bad. Normally you get, like, 8, 10 mythics in a collector box. So 5 is very low. We did get 3 Surge Foils. I do kind of wish, like, even though it's only on an uncommon, I wish we had gotten, like, Fang as a Surge Foil, because then we'd have both. Jill's pretty cool. I do like that. But if you are, like, looking for, like, value-wise, you're wanting, like, Cloud, Aerith, Tifa in Surge Foils. You're looking for, obviously, Vivi in any of the things. But no, these are 1, 2, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I got 1.5 commander cards per pack, essentially. No, 1.25. Normally it's just 1, but the fact that they're filling the collector ones with commander cards is kind of annoying. I mean, I do like these character archives ones, but it is kind of... Or no, I only really got the Wild Rose as a... Oh wait, is Taima? No, Taima's a rare. Oh, I would have thought Taima would have been a mythic. So... But, I mean, hey, I have Final Fantasy cards now that I can add to my collection, start building out that binder that I'm working on, and we can see how it will look later. More than likely, not going to buy any more collector product because it's going to be so overpriced. But I will definitely be doing, like, drafts at the local store to try and get a couple of more cards for, like, the collection. So... if you were here, thanks for stopping by. I do always appreciate any of those that find interest in the card pack opening. So, like Queen Honey and Grittizard, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, you know, we usually only do Magic stuff either if it's pack opening or if we are doing some, like, streams on Arena. So maybe we'll get back to doing streams on Arena, but I do know I need to keep following up with the Evil playthrough of Infamous 1. So, yeah, it's been 3 hours. I'm gonna go get some more water, take a little bit of a break, and maybe do some recording later today. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.